go and do an aware and beware. But I got somebody who asked questions and it just turned into a live. I did want to do an aware and beware. So these are general collective messages. And they are also timeless readings. I invite you to go and check out any aware or beware reading. As I feel that these are timeless messages when you come across them or feel called to seek them out. I'm going to be back in 1 minute though. So we'll start in just a second. Thank you for the light. All right. A whole bunch of likes. Why, thank you. So yes, aware, beware, messages from spirit. Let's see what we have. I'm going to get the moon cards out. Let's see, some of my cards got in there a little floppy. Some of them got bent. Oh, they'll fall back. That's curious, so I don't normally do that. Anyway, let's go and see what I have for aware and beware. What is in the collective's energy? So, let's see. Start the message off. I have pushy. What is pushy? Work. Do you have to push? For work, is someone working to push a connection that was established in the past? Yeah, pushy. And that pushy 8 of Pentacles, both are clarified by sticky. One night. Content or content. Actually, that content, content is a person with a lot of earth in them, a person who has a thicker body build, a person who is slow to move and slow to move in general, slow to move or react. This person considers things. This person doesn't like to be rushed. In fact, sticky would also be a good way to describe how this person moves. Let's see what else we have. I have show off. All right, so I have a pushy person. A pushy person who's been thinking about you. A pushy person. This person too could also just be steadily applying pressure. Steadily applying pressure, hoping to manipulate. Did they get their chance? Hoping to get, maybe not King of Swords, just manipulate. but hoping to fulfill an objective. We can definitely say that. This person had ideas and would like to have those ideas realized. I'm going to pull one more tarot here. I have Page of Wands. So I have a pushy person who's going to definitely go and present themselves to you. They're going to offer a chance to initiate something that they've thought about, Three of Wands, for quite a period of time. I have Foolish. I think I may have to go and get my cat because he is meowing. But we'll see. If he meows again, I'll have to take a quick little break and go and get him. I have Hope. I have Insincere. I didn't even realize I pulled that. Page of Wands, accompanied by a Foolish, Insincere, and Hope. Well, this person is going to appear quite confident, but that is just a front. They think the chances of this working out is actually quite small, but they're still going to go and try and do so anyway. So know that this is a very good actor. A very good actor in their self-confidence, but they don't really expect what they'd like to have happen. And I'm going to pull 3 more cards on this situation. There definitely is Earth in there, worth waiting for, stingy and sexist. Well, this person boxes you in. Person boxes you in and judges you. And yet they value you. I have somebody here who's trying to mold you into something that you aren't rather. That's probably why we have a Page of Wands, someone who's going to go and try and initiate, force a connection, but that connection is like an orange being solvent in an oven that's turned on. What could you make with the orange turned on in the oven? A hot orange, right? Oh, yeah. Anyway, I have somebody who admires you, but they admire you and they go about it the wrong way. They realize that, but yet they have no other way of operating. That's how they do things, unfortunately. Let's go and find out more. Let's see what else we have. I'm going to fold these back, though. Just fold them back. All right, another message. I have rat. So someone could be born in the year of the rat. This could be pertinent. Something could have happened pertinent in the last year of the rat. This is their timing. I have to get my cat inside. All right. You know, a little scratchy Siamese voice, 3:30 in the morning in an apartment building is not always appreciated by others. I don't blame them. Anyway, so we have Rat. He's trolling me. Chi-chi. Chi-chi. Sometimes he's a bit demanding. And he's aggravated at me. Chi-chi, my cat. He purposely went potty in the wrong place, which I had to clean up in between this reading and the last reading. So yes, we are going through displeased emotions on both sides. Anyway, I have Rat. And yes, if somebody isn't born in the year of the rat, or if this is relating to a year of the rat, I believe rat years were somewhere around 2020, sometime around the COVID years, the last years of that. And if they aren't a year or a person, then this is specifically someone born in the year of the rat. This is someone acting in rat-like energy. So it could be a positive connotation. It could be a negative. Negative, we all know negative connotations of rat. Positive ones, think about someone who's very intelligent, someone who's very adept with their hands. They pick up things quickly. Also think in the positive connotations of rat, this person is well liked. This is the kind of person that everyone gravitates to. This person, too, is someone that's like that they have star-like qualities in whatever circle that they're in, but it's not like they're unapproachable. They're very relatable, or they appear to be very relatable. Whether or not they actually are as friendly and as gregarious and so forth as they actually are, that's another question. But a rat is definitely intelligent, well-liked, social. They're like quiet leaders. You could also say rat is manipulative, of course. Negative connotations of rat also has that manipulation in there, right? But I'd say the positive connotations of a rat manipulation, rat type manipulation would be like they can go and get themselves nominated for leadership positions, or to be like the guide, right? Without necessarily like others would go and lobby for them to be in positions of power or be viewed as valuable. It's one of the gifts of a rat. People would be like, oh, well, what about that person? That person is smart. That person gets along with everyone. That person has really good ideas. That person's really calm. That person seems really steady, etc., etc., etc. Rats are very good at having other people notice their gifts, and also too other people wanting to follow under their leadership. Those are rat-like qualities, the positive ones. So I have pride. Here's someone who takes, someone in that rat-like energy, that prideful, rat-like energy. You can see how, with what I described with the rat, how that would fall through pride. Someone who has a little bit of a swag to them. There's swag. And they say it's well deserved. So I have actually someone who is quite admirable, someone who is well liked, someone at least on surface level there should be no complaints about. That rat. I have that kapha energy again. I have stinks and I have silver spoon. So this person could have significant earth. This person is also could be someone who is slow to go and move, someone who is slow energy. You know, they have no reason to be in a hurry, in a rush. They like to take their time about things. What exactly is that stinks? I don't know. Let's go and see. You know, with rat and stinks, I don't want to jump to conclusions. I have wonderful moves. So what is that stinks? Let's see. I have the situation stinks, the environment stinks. Something stinks about the environment. It takes a lot of effort to go and move things forward. It takes a lot of effort to be involved. It takes a lot of effort to explore things. I would say essentially this is almost 10 of Wands energy. I would almost say isolated 10 of Wands energy, but 10 of Wands is isolated in the fact that you are carrying that burden by yourself. That's what stinks. This person could be tired of being alone. I have wait. I have like. And I have smart. So somebody who is acting in rat energy or relating to the years of the rat. Oops. I have cards that fall down. They, too many cards for me to read. They are tired of being alone. This person has some significant watery earth. They have some significant earth in their chart. They are a body type that is blocky. They could be muscular. They could favor gaining weight, but right now, or if they're, fit, they're just like very stocky people. It's a stocky body type. This person comes from, I say an okay background, silver spoon. This person is working. This person has nothing, no obvious red flags regarding, let's say, demographic data. And I say this person is going to come and approach you. You could be approached by somebody definitely acting in this energy. This person is going to be smart, but not someone who will talk your ear off, not someone who flashes their abilities. They have a quiet, understated ability to them. If I was to think about this person's intellectual opposite, if I was to say like a zodiac sign, I would say like whatever you think about the qualities of a Gemini, this person would be like the same capacity as, like a Gemini, someone in very strong Gemini, but none of the nervousness and definitely very understated. Quiet energy, very quiet energy, this person. person makes it so that other people see or something their attributes, and I don't think they go like fishing for compliments too in that energy. It's just something, a gift that they have. You know how some people, well, we all have gifts, right? Like there are some people who their gifts can be to make people think that they're simpatico or simpatica, right? Like you're exactly aligned with each other, when in actuality they're like, oh, I can't believe this person. And then there are other people who have gifts to be very charming. They can charm anyone, they can relax anyone just by their very being. There's something about their manner, or there are other people who can talk to anyone. And I'm going to say, I feel like this person's gift is they have other people acknowledge them without really trying. Just by being in a space, people are there like, wow. That's their innate gift. All right, their natural gift. Or should I say their social gift, their soft skill gift. Anyway, we'll go on to one more message. One more message from Spirit. It's like pulling out the cards out there. Now I'm just curious. 10 of Wands, Page of Wands. This is laborious. That's the only reason why I pull that out. Like this is adding weight and burden onto someone who will soak it up like a sponge. Page of Wands is an initiator. So that's the only reason why I kept drawing that up. Because this is sponge. Someone is soaking all that up. Anyway, I still have a 10 of Cups. Queen of Cups was the bottom of the deck energy for that one, but I didn't get a chance to go and see what was underneath of that. So we have a 10 of Cups. I'm actually going to jump right into clarifying that 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups. Oh, we have trashy. 10 of Cups, we have two-timer. And frozen. Well, someone's home life could be better. Someone has sucked up stuff like a sponge. Someone's being dumped on like a sponge, and they've been cleaning it up. Cleaning it up. Okay. Now, I'm not going to say the trashy home life could be like of a commitment type of level. Trashy could also just be the general household. Like, you know, you're in a lousy place, living your life in, you know, lousy accommodations. Doesn't necessarily have to be a lousy person, but there's something about the household that definitely is tiresome. You know, there's a need, a want for a more genteel life, and instead you're there like, I don't know, hauling the jugs of water from the river instead of turning on the faucet. It's a bit rough, in other words. I have horse, so somebody born in the year of the horse could be relevant. But I was going to say horse-like attitudes. This is someone who, again, we have a social animal, right? This person thrives, however, thrives and needs eyes on them. Horse energy. Horse energy, too. This person is a merit-based person. You believe people should go and get to where they are by merit. This person does put out their own energy, hoping to go and get their deserved spot based on what they actually put out. So this isn't someone who's a slouch. Anything more? Oh, yes, and a horse. Well, I'm going to say a horse is very stubborn and headstrong. Horses will follow, but in order for a horse to follow, there has to be something worth following. Light and amorous. Horse, light, and amorous. Let me pull one more on that. Red thread. This is probably that Page of Wands energy that was coming up in there. Someone is going to go and approach. They're going to be a breath of fresh air. They're going to offer a different direction. With amorous and red thread, I'm not really getting so much that that's hopping from one situation to another as much as an entirely new direction. Someone has a choice to make, and this choice has a more vibrant, offers a more vibrant connection, a more vibrant emotionality, a more satisfying emotionality. I have praiseworthy. I have sooner. Choices are coming up. I almost feel like saying for those of you in a relationship, especially if you feel it's a relationship that could be better. Just your quality of life is down. You are getting someone new. Someone who you can go and cut off one connection and create a new one. Think about those qualities of the horse and the years of the horses. Go and look that up on the Chinese zodiac. And anticipate. Also, too, one thing about these Chinese astrological correspondences, they do relate to years, not just years, but also like months, right? So I would check that out too. With the horse, check out the timing, or also too whatever element the horse is with. I mean, I don't know if horse is with wood or with fire, but check out the element that the horse is associated with, and also the season. Because with that sooner and some of those other energies, this is someone who's approaching, and I would check that out. And I think I'm going to go and I'll do one more, and then I'll call it. I'll end this. So one more message from Spirit. I have 4 of Cups. I have Justice. I have 9 of Cups. Someone is thinking about you. I have Pisces, Libra, and Cancer energy. Bottom of the deck energy, that would be Scorpio and Aquarius. Maybe some Capricorn and Aries. I have somebody here who's thinking about their overall happiness. Someone who's thinking that overall happiness, this person does have the power. They do feel like they have the power to initiate an offer that creates either their happiness for you or their happiness for them. Maybe they assume their happiness for them could also be their happiness for you. This person is also in this kind of energy thinking about what could be the best ways to move forward that would be best for everyone, maybe even outside of you and them, maybe for the people that are around you, for the very environment. This person could be purely altruistic, although with a Five of Swords, I'm going to say probably not quite. This person does have your happiness in mind, though. This person is trying to be is a key word. This person is trying to be, do I call the word delicate? Correct. I don't know, this person is almost like reviewing what's possible, what's not possible. Like, what would a good person do? It feels like this person is thinking like that. Not like, what would I do, or what do I feel like doing, or what should I do? It feels like they're going in this third person energy of being detached from themselves and going, what would be best for, like, what would a good person do? Are they thinking about what would a specific person, like, what would Linda do, or what would Frank do? Sort of in this level, but it's like, what would a good person do? The person is concerned about doing things that much that they're thinking about themselves or thinking about their actions in a third party energy. Or you know what I mean? Not like, well, now I'm kind of confused because I guess it's so late. Not third party as they typically refer to them in tarot, but just, detached, speaking about themselves, thinking about themselves as if they're talking about another person. So this person does respect you. You must keep a low profile with humble. Maybe too with humble here and justice and these cups energies, they're wondering about how can they match your energy. How should they approach you and match your energy as opposed to maybe coming on with stronger energy. I have God. Definitely this person is wondering, what would a good person do? Person could be highly religious. Person is definitely concerned about what is the right thing to do. Person doesn't quite see themselves as a good person. Not like, what do I feel like doing? What should I do? What would a good person do? That's crazy. Well, maybe it's a good thing. I don't know. This person's trying to be their best person possible. I have rooster. So this could be somebody born in the year of the rooster. This could be relating to a year of the rooster. If I was to say qualities of a rooster, well, someone who won't shut up, number one. Or let me put it this way, they'll either talk to you or they won't. You either talk your ears off or they will ignore the hell out of you. Excuse my language. With a rooster, there's no in between. Even if they're trying to be in between, you could tell if this person likes you or not. They don't really care about being artificial like that. You're going to know exactly where you stand with a rooster. And the rooster, if the rooster likes you, you'll probably be like nitpicked by the rooster. Rooster won't shut up. Rooster will go and show its affection and care by so-called self-improving criticism. That could be hurtful, but the rooster's there like, I'm going to tell you as it is so that you to be the best you can be. So I'm going to say too, a rooster is probably irritating energy. No offense, roosters. But if you can dish out the truth, if you can dish out honesty, you can take it in return. Only because people don't want to be confronted with what they already know, and if you keep on repeating it over and over again, where is the time for someone to actually work on that or implement that? And also too, I'm going to say rooster doesn't mince words. Perhaps some of the things that the rooster says, they could say it in a nicer way, but they don't bother. Like, their diplomacy is poor. Why should they have diplomacy if they care about you? They're just going to tell the facts as it is. This is kind of funny too. One other thing I want to go and say. So when I studied Chinese, they were talking about how in Chinese culture, unlike Western culture, it's very common for them to go and give nicknames or call out people based on characteristics. So if somebody, for instance, is fat, rather than calling somebody like, oh, there's John over there, they'll just go and start calling John, like if John is the fattest person in the area or the room or whatever group, they'll just start calling John fat, like, oh, there's a fat guy. And if there is a woman and she is old, they won't bother calling her like her name, let's call her still Linda. They'll be like, oh, that's the old one. Somebody has like really fair skin, they'll be like, that's the white one. Anyway, it's not really like malicious energy or anything. Hello, custom dreamer. It's not really malicious energy or anything like that. They're just calling things as they are without the artifice. They're like, well, you are tall, you are white, you are or pale, you are old. I'm just calling it as I see it. And that's kind of like the rooster's energy. So, just wanted to go and say that. Check out the years of the rooster and the last year of the rooster. But those are some of the qualities of a rooster. I have no doubt that if somebody's acting also too in the year of the rooster, as I said, there's someone just who is very blunt with how they feel, and their diplomacy skills, it takes a lot for them to believe in diplomacy skills. I'm not saying some of them can't, right? There's other correspondences that play into it. But I will also say too, one thing about a rooster, maybe they would at one point be very sweet to you, and then at another point when they're there going like they don't have to bother with the act. Like the whole thing is roosters don't like acts. What they would prefer to do is either ignore you altogether. So this is just somebody who has very abrupt energy. And I'm going to go and also say, highly possible they have irritating energy, which I could see respect, because this person is someone who is not artificial. Humble, how can a rooster be humble? I don't know. I don't believe that. Honestly, I don't believe a rooster can be humble. A rooster can be humbled, but a humbled rooster is just going to work harder. Very industrious too, not lazy. Rooster energy, because they're all wound up. They're always wound up. If you donate, you do see that I do personal readings for donation, right? You can donate through Buy Me a Coffee, which works all over. It works in Africa, it works in India, it works in the Philippines, it works in the UK, it works in California. But yeah, that's what my title says for personal readings. I really need a donation. That's my policy. That's always my policy. So that's what I have there with God and Rooster. I mean, to a custom dreamer, if you don't want to do $25, if you can't do $25, send over something. But I need a donation of some amount to pull for you. Let's see about God and Rooster. As I said, I don't really believe a rooster can be in humble energy. If a rooster appears as humble, it's just a mantle they're wearing at the moment. Well, Custom Dreamer, I've been waiting 4 weeks for a job on my end to start, and I have bills all over the place. My job is now slated to start the end of the first week of July. And I've been waiting over 4 weeks for this to start. So I really don't have any money either. I keep on having people ask this, and it's like, I'm doing a service for everyone. And there are other people who ask for personal readings, but I make it quite clear where I stand with that. Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying I get the fact of having no money, and that's why I do collective readings. I do a lot of them. But to ask for personal readings, I mean, I just ask for a donation. That's my channel thing. And yeah, I get the whole fact of not having any money. I get it. But I do need something. I have 4 cats. I have bills too. My channel isn't monetized. It's not like I can even get 10 cents off of this. So let's see. Humble and God and Rooster. So Rooster somehow plays a part in this. If it's a Rooster energy, I think this Rooster is someone who's hardworking. Maybe this person who's thinking about it is hardworking. I don't know, Custom Dreamer. Maybe you can tell me next time. Because I don't necessarily use cards as my psychic tool. I just simply use it as a technique. I pull on people's energies a little too easily for me. So maybe when you're ready, or if you want to at a later point, come for a question, you can tell me. You can speak to me then. So God, Rooster, and I have sexist. Yeah, I know, that's what I mean. It's that's something for me to tap into your energy. It's draining. Like to tap into all energy. It's draining. And that's why I ask for a donation when it's personal readings. And I would, appreciate that, there's other people obviously that you can find who would pull for you. But as I said, for me, it's too draining. And also, too, I had a session not too long ago. Well, maybe it was long enough ago, a couple weeks ago. And, it's like little things for me build up and then they kind of frazzle me. When you give and you give and you give, and then certain things that are done in that space of giving, it just kind of saps you a little bit, right? It's like about protecting your energy and sharing your energy and who's respecting your energy. It's all those things that come into play. Yeah. And I kind of have been a little snapped and frazzled myself. As I said, I've been waiting 4 weeks for something to come through on me that I keep on being told, oh, it's going to come through. And meanwhile, everything that I have is like, pay me. So, we all got our stuff. Anyway, God, rooster, and sexist. Actually, you know what? I feel like this message is going, not really. I'm going all over the place with this. All I know is I will say that somebody is thinking about you, someone who respects you. This person is trying to think of the best way to approach. This person could be in rooster energy. This person definitely wants to do the best things possible. They're going to make some sort of offer. I don't know what it is. The energy kind of got displaced here. So I'm going to go and end that here. Well, thank you, Custom Dreamer. I wish you the same. I think we should be directing that energy to the world at large, because whatever our problems are, at least we're not in areas that are being bombed, right? At least we have that. At least we have things like, well, even if there are, we can be happy for electricity. If there is no electricity, if you're in the US, supposedly you can go to places like DSS and go and get services like HEAP to go and keep your electricity on. If you have no food, supposedly there are places like food pantries where you can get yourself fed. Some places in the world don't even have that. You can even look at places in the US like Detroit, Michigan. They can't even drink their own tap water. So even the fact that we can go and perhaps turn on the water in our spigot, and whether we filter it or we boil it afterwards, at least we can still drink it. People in Detroit, Michigan, how many years have they been without water they can drink from their own tap? Something like 20 years, 30 years, a really long time. So I appreciate you the good wishes. And I think, just like the same spirit that I do the collective readings, I do this for not really any benefit to me. I like acknowledgement, right? Acknowledgement, or no, excuse me, I like appreciation. Well, acknowledgement, appreciation through like a like or something like that. But it's all about, the energy that is put out just in general. And I think our prayers as well should definitely be out to the collective force. But I think I'm going to end this here. Anyway, it's 4 a.m. in my time, and I got a day in which I'm probably going to start rather early on my end. I'm a renter, custom dreamer, and I take the bus. I don't have a car. I don't own my own house. I do have quite the education. I'm quite well educated, but of course, right now I'm being told I am overqualified for a lot of the jobs that I'm applying to. And a lot of my work, too, has been kind of taken over ever since COVID by overseas people, like overseas contracts, overseas tech workers. Do you own your house, custom dreamer? Do you own a house? Mm. You know, it's funny because you think about these people who are 85 years old, and then these people who are, let's say, 75 years old, 65 years old, 55 years old, and so forth, and how like the prices of real estate really were and the value of the dollar. I don't know if you're in the US, but the fact is, just think about it. People in their 80s, they were able to go and buy real estate when houses were something like $700 or $2,000. In, I think, the 1970s, brownstones in New York were something like $2,000 to $5,000. Can you imagine getting a brownstone in New York City, which now they go for millions, for $2,000 to $5,000 in the 70s? New cars too, like in the 60s, 70s, 80s, new cars. You could go and buy a new car just working part-time on the weekends as a waiter. Like you could buy a new car for something like $100, $200 back like around when the Vietnam War was happening. You could go and work like 10 hours a week for basically like $3 an hour for a couple of months, and then you could walk out with like the snazziest sports car, brand new. And now you try and go and pay for anything working like 10 hours a week, and you'll be lucky if you could afford food. Maybe you could afford to feed yourself for like half the week. And it just is so too much, I think, when you think about what you could actually do with money as opposed to now. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. There are grapes in my store, in my local store, grapes that sell for something like $10 a pound. There's a loaf of bread. The loaves of bread typically are something like 6 something to 15 something for a loaf of bread in the grocery store, not even at a bakery. You can get cartons of milk anywhere from $5 to maybe $11. I mean, it's like, how can you even feed yourself when everything is so expensive? And then the prices of the wages haven't gone up. Everything's so expensive. I live nowhere near New York City. I could commute to New York City if I had to. But I live nowhere near New York City. I live in a rural area. And the prices that are being asked for here are the same prices that are in the city. And the average salary here is about 40, like 32 to 40K, maybe 20 to 40K. That's the average salary, yearly annual salary for what's around here. And yet the price of housing for a one bedroom is $3,000 a month. $3,000 a month when the average salary is like $18 to $20 an hour. How can you pay $3,000 a month? That's not including heat. That's not including your phone bill. That's not including internet. They also charge here where I am. Not only do they not pay for utilities, but you have to pay for electricity. Sometimes heat is different. Sometimes the cooking fuel is different. And you pay for water and you pay for garbage. And not only do you pay for all that, some things like, for instance, the heat, you have to go and pay for that. Like they go and you drain the tank, and then they bring a new tank in, and you have to pay for that whole tank all at once. So you could pay like anywhere from like maybe like $1,200 to have like a tank of fuel for your cooking and for your heat. Like you just can't go and buy a little bit. You have to buy like the whole bunch. And if you're there telling like the fuel company, hey, like, you know, like, yeah, I know my fuel is like down to 17%. They want to refuel it right away. Like they could tell when it goes down. They come and check it every week. And when I think your tank is down to like 25%, they start hassling you to go and refill it. And they say like that, you know, if you didn't refill it, then they're going to take the whole tank away or charge you a price, a rental price, just for sitting there with like a 25% of fuel left in your fuel tank. I mean, this is like really insane of all these ways that they're pushing money on the homeowner. And I don't know, there's just a bunch of things like that. You know, even with you pay for your own water. So you're thinking about, okay, so I'm paying this for washing my dishes, washing myself. You know, if you take like one shower a day, if you take 2 showers a day. And sometimes the thing about the water that I pay for here, sometimes about the water, you could be there paying your bill, and the bill is somewhere anywhere from like, let's say like, it's like $100 to $300 a month, depending. So it's additional, right? And then after a couple of months, you can get a fuel bill, a water bill rather, that is like $500 because they say they miscalculated the amount of water you used. And then you have 30 days to pay for it. Anyway, so yeah, you know, I have no money either. I got bills all over the place. I can talk on and on and on about how, you know, even this, there's a job that I was offered. And that job that I was offered is to be a school teacher, is to be a substitute school teacher. And to be a substitute school teacher, I'm hired, blah, blah, blah. I need to be fingerprinted because I'll be working with kids. And in the state that I'm in, they charge about $110 for you to get fingerprinted. Now, right now, I don't have $110 to go and put, and I won't be reimbursed for that $110 either. So I've been told that I can go and start something like orientation this week and then maybe start working first week of July. But they told me Friday that I need $110 extra dollars to be fingerprinted so I can start work. And I won't be reimbursed from that. So, you know, that's really frustrating. Even to go and earn money, I have to go and spend $110 just to start working. Like, can't they just take the fingerprints for me? I mean, supposedly when all these people get arrested, don't they just go and, get their fingerprints already logged into the system? I mean, why can't they do that for non-criminals? If criminals get fingerprinted for free, why can't regular like civilians get fingerprinted and do whatever background checks to go and start working? It's insane. So, yes, it would be nice if somebody, for instance, could donate and say, like, oh, yeah, here's some money, and like, here's $110 so that you can go and get your fingerprinted things and start, this other job that is all set for you, except you're being stopped by $110 for fingerprinting that I don't have. And now I have to go and see what other avenues I can go and find for that $110. Because it's not like I have any family that I could ask. Do I go and ask social organizations for that? But then how do I get it in time for when I need it before someone else takes that slot? Yeah, so I'm just saying that, like, then it's been like irritating because I've had like so many people come. Like, I understand, everybody's going through their own thing. But I just have so many people telling me that they're broke, they're broke, they're broke, they're broke, they're broke. And they're asking for readings. And it's like, as I said, even the fact that to earn money, I have to spend money. And I don't even have $110 right now to do that. So, each time I get something that's beneficial for me, I try and spread that around too, which is also why I came on here. Like, for instance, I've gotten extensions with certain things, even my email, like I have a work email and a portfolio and so forth. For, like, I don't work as a teacher. A teacher is not what I do. I work in media. And I got an extension from the web hosting that I have my portfolio on, and I have my work email on. And that was really nice. And that was why I also spread that around by putting out more collective readings. But what can I say? It's frustrating. Because I'm a little frazzled myself. Well, the only thing I could say about becoming an adult, not that I consider myself a full-fledged adult, although I have graduated college and I am out in the workforce, is that you should honor your responsibilities, right? There's so many people who, they get engaged in things and they have no intention of taking responsibility for something that they initiated. And that's the only thing I could say about truly becoming an adult or truly becoming mature. It's not about the age, but it's about taking responsibility for what you go through or what you initiate, what you start. If you have kids, take care of your kids. If you have work, try and take care of your work as best as you can. And try and be responsible. Also, to understand, try not to go and be disposable towards other people, regardless of if you see them as colleagues, if you see them as romantic interest. Yeah, just try and be respectful. And try and cut down on giving everybody else the BS that people put on you. Don't try and pass it around. And lots of people love to pass stuff around or go like, this is my time. It's all of our times. And that's why when we direct positive energy, we should direct positive energy towards society, towards the world. It starts with us, but we have to direct that outside of our own personal units to everyone, the people we know, the people we don't know. Anyway, I'm going to end this, but yeah, that's kind of like my thing. I'm like, where can I go and find $110 and all the bills that I have to pay? Anyway, I'm ending this. Bye. Yeah, somehow, I don't know if luck is a word I want to use for it, or if luck is what I'm seeking. Because, too, one of the things that I've been feeling, so I've always felt strongly, stuff in the energy. I don't think luck has anything to do with the energy. It's the people and it's the non-people that are in our energies. Anyway. Something happened. I need to go and see what my cats did. Anyway, bye-bye.